Hi, how are you? I'm Zita, Guiding Luminary. Thank you for joining me again. If you've been here before, welcome back. If this is the first time you're here, welcome. I'm a life coach and business coach and intuitive healer. I work with clients who are trying to find a new way of doing things. They're trying to find things that are stopping them from moving forward. They're looking to resolve issues, be it in their personal life or their professional lives. And they've realized that they need some help and some guidance. And my role as a life coach is to help you find out what is blocking you. Sometimes it's issues from your past, and perhaps sometimes it's from issues in your past life. So, as intuitive and an empath, I'm able to sense your energy, and I use oracle cards and tarots and pendulums and other modalities to help me try to discover what is holding you and preventing you from moving forward and resolving these issues and understanding why these lessons have come in and how to learn from these experiences so that you can improve your life and be happier, more fulfilled. And today I was inspired to do a reading. I haven't done them in a while. I was busy doing other oracle card readings and stuff. And so today I was pulled to pull a deck for you. And this is one of my favorites, the Healing Oracle Crystal Reading Cards by Rachel Charman. And I use this deck quite frequently, and it's 2 days in a row now that I was inspired to use it, so here I am using it again. So I hope you enjoy the card readings. So what I normally do prior to the readings, when I do actual spreads for clients, is I shuffle my decks and I meditate to listen to the messages that might be coming in to help my clients in their readings. So today what I did do is I meditated and I cleared the deck so that none of the previous readings I've done will infiltrate and join us today. So what I do normally is I like to shuffle the cards in front of my clients so this way they can see that it's very natural and intuitive that the cards come out, and I don't pick them. I allow them to jump or flip because, as I always say, I find that very entertaining. It feels like I'm interacting with the universe, so it doesn't feel like I'm the one controlling the message that needs to come out. I find that each card deck has their own personality, and sometimes the cards flip very quickly. Sometimes it may take a long time, and I always find that interesting because as I work with each deck, I've got about 45 decks. Each deck has its own little personality, so every day I'm called to pull different card decks and I allow them to do their thing, their little dance, and sometimes the deck can flip right away or a card goes flying within seconds. Sometimes it can take a minute, and I find that the reason that does that, and we just had one flip for us, is that sometimes it takes longer for the cards to flip because more than one card will pop for you. So it seems like the universe or your guides, whoever's you're working with, they're kind of assembling the cards so that they either flip at the same time or they jump at the same time, or sometimes they'll flip one after the other very quickly if you don't stop. So it's really interesting, the process, so I thought I'd share that with you. So today the card that flipped is hematite. This is a crystal that is found, I'll bring it up closer for you to see it, and hopefully the glare won't catch the card. So the hematite is a dark gray black crystal that we find in the deeper parts of the earth, and this is a crystal that helps us with grounding, as it is used to help us ground with the actual planet. This is a crystal that we would put at our base chakra, so it usually impacts our foundation in life. So if you are someone who's very nervous and very agitated and you don't feel like you're stable or walking on stable ground, what I would encourage you to do is get this stone and to keep it in your pocket, which is right about the level where your root chakra is. So you may want to put it in your purse, which hovers around that area, or you may put a little one, because you don't need big ones, just little ones. You put them in your pockets if you wish. And if you don't have this crystal, you can't get one, you can order them on Etsy or on Amazon, or you go to your esoteric store in your neighborhood or in your town, and they usually have I'd say almost like 100 crystals you can select. And what this stone does, or what this crystal does, it helps you ground yourself in terms of your energy force, your thinking patterns. It is also very good for your blood work because it helps your heart calm down, because you start to feel grounded and at peace. So there's the heart palpitations stop. So normally when you're very stressed because you're not balanced, there's something that may have happened to you, something serious like a traumatic experience, an accident, or someone who died suddenly. And this happened to me sadly about a month ago. A dear friend of the family passed away, and he was very, very young. And it came as a shock to all of us. And once the immediate grief passed, I realized I need to do something to be able to heal myself and to heal the grief and the sorrow I was feeling, because I was having a hard time to coming back. And that's why I was a little absent from the YouTube channels. So what I wanted to do is bring myself to a better balance of the equilibrium. And then I realized, oh, I need to ground myself. So I went into my backyard and I put my 2 feet barefoot onto the grass, and I just relaxed, and I just took a deep breath, and I could feel all the grief leaving me. And it didn't all leave, but it dissipated tremendously. And I did this for about 2 weeks. If I wasn't in my backyard, I went for walks in the park, because I don't live far from the riverfront. And right there's this beautiful national park, and there's a water flowing. And that's something else you may want to consider doing, is to go into a park and just close your eyes and take off your shoes, take off your socks, and just ground yourself and feel this tension leave your body. And you will feel so much better. And if it's too cold for whatever reason where you live, you might be in the southern hemisphere, because I live in the northern hemisphere, so we have summer right now. Go hug a tree. And even the trees in the winter, they have feelings, they have emotions, they're alive, and they can help you ground yourself as well. Hug some trees, hug some shrubs. If you're in yoga, this is something that's really, really excellent for you to do, is to do a downward dog position, which means you go put yourself in an inverted V position. So your 2 hands are in the ground, and I would encourage not to use a mat. And this way, both hands and both feet, bare feet, are in the ground, and you're letting all the tension go. You're pulling yourself up. You're letting your spine relax, your hips open up, and all the energy and the muscles can relax, and they can get absorbed by the planet. Because when you have this nervous energy around you, you can't think, you can't focus, you can't move forward, you can't plan, you cannot do anything. So in deep moments of grief, I found this something that helped me tremendously the last couple of weeks. Fortunately for me, the weather has been very nice here. I was able to sit in my backyard or go for walks. I went biking, and just stopping in moments every here and there, sitting on a bench. I would take off my running shoes, my socks, and would just ground myself. I would look at the water and let the eons of the water come in, and just to cleanse me and to help me feel better. And every time, bar none, when I'd come back into the house, I would feel so much calmer, so much calmer. And I would also try to take a shower before I went to bed, to ensure that I cleanse any energy that may have absorbed from the outside world, and so that I can have a much more peaceful sleep. Because I do meet clients frequently via Zoom or in person, and this sometimes I absorb their energies. And because of what happened to me in my personal life with this loss of this dear friend, I needed to find ways to ground myself so that I can have the courage to wake up in the morning, to have the zest I need to go ahead and meet with my clients, hold my sessions, do some readings for people, and do it with joy, fulfillment, and pleasure. And so that my clients got a better service and was a greater interaction and a greater experience. And so I would encourage you to go ahead. If you're not feeling grounded, you feel like a scatterbrain, you're going from room to room to room to room, you got projects, you can't get them off the ground, or you're going to work and you're dragging your feet, you're going back to school or starting a project, a reno in the house, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't do this, there's too much noise, too many people, because that can happen to many empaths when there's a lot of energies floating around you. So many times, you know, if you want to bring in positive energy, we let out our left hand and we'll absorb the energies. And if you want to get rid of energies that's in your body, send them out with your right hand and your right foot, or if you're in the ground, ground your right foot. So this way your body will release all the tension. By putting your left foot, you're going to absorb the energy from the earth to give you healing and comfort and reassurance that you're on the right path, that what you've experienced is a life lesson. We all have ups and downs in life. Sometimes they're good experiences, sometimes there's bad experiences. Once the initial shock of the grief, or you come down from an external high because you got a great job or you met someone who's really nice and you're excited about this new relationship, you're able to ground yourself and think calmly and rationally and make decisions that will move you forward and not cause you any controversy in life, and so that you can avoid some of these pitfalls as much as you can. But as we all know, life is not always a bowl of cherries. We have good moments and bad moments, because if we only had good moments, we wouldn't appreciate them because they were always good. So if you live in a country and it's 75 degrees and sunny all the time, you wouldn't appreciate that weather because it's always nice. You would just take it for granted and you would just go on with your day. But when you have weather that goes up and down, it's rainy, it's sunny, it's windy, it's not, it's hot and it's cold, then you are appreciating those days that you're more comfortable with. If you're a winter person, you will appreciate winter more because you're out of the summer season. And if you don't like summer, or you like the fall, as the seasons come, issues come in life, they come and go, and it's this balance that we need to always find in our life. And in order to make those important decisions in our life, we need to find ourselves and ground ourselves. So this hematite is a beautiful crystal for grounding, for nervous energy that you may have had that's bustling around you. It might be in your ether, in your aura around you. You may not see it, but it is there. So find a way to ground yourself, to remove your shoes, and go out there and enjoy Mother Nature. The seasons change. Sometimes you can't do what you'd like in that particular season, and sometimes in life throws us curveballs, and this is one way we can use our life, our experiences, to help us grow as souls, so that the next time there's another experience of someone who passes, or there's a difficult situation at work, or you break up with somebody, or joys, you're going on a vacation. So you learn how to appreciate things, you learn to accept things. So the grieving process or the joy process go through different cycles, the ups and downs. You know how to navigate them, and you know, having grieved the death of one person, you know that it's a process. There's 8 or 9 steps. There is a grief, there's anger, there's acceptance, there's a forgiveness, there's a negotiation. There's levels that we all go through until we come to the end of the grieving process, or at the end of a project, and then we will start a new cycle. And if this happens to you again, be it good or bad, you're gonna know it will pass and it will come back again, because that is what life is all about. You're gonna get that new job, you're gonna get that promotion, you're going to meet that new love, and you're going to experience complete ecstasy. But while at the job, in that new job, you're going to see, not everything's great. You don't like your office, you don't like your colleague, or your boss is giving you a hard time, or they gave you a project in your projects that you're not totally happy about, but you got to muster up the courage to go ahead and complete those projects, because you know then hopefully a new project will come your way. If not, there's new opportunities, new jobs you can pursue. You can go back to school, you can start your own business. So there's transitions all the time in our lives. So, you know, in grounding, we're able to stabilize ourselves. Remember, there are things will happen to us that are beyond our control. What we can do is try to control how we react to different scenarios and situations, and to different people. And I'm human like everybody else. I do react. I'm not always happy. I do sometimes get upset. I'm human like everybody else. But with time, with age, with experience, I've learned that this person's come into my life for a reason. I appreciate the person. I thank the universe for the person coming in and for the lessons this person has brought in, the love that person has brought in, or the experience that's come in, the learning that went through that project or that job, or whatever this boss may have taught me, or a mentor or a coach, whatever the situation, whoever the person may be. I realize that the best thing for me is to find myself the opportunity and the time to ground myself. By being grounded, you stabilize your foundation. That's why it's at the bottom of your chakra systems. You level up. It's like building a house. If the foundation of your house is not stable, if you're always angry, stressed, upset, overly happy, overly active, it's not possible for the house to stay strong and solid during tests of time. And the same thing happens with our energies in our bodies. We need a stable foundation. We cannot always be laughing. We cannot always be crying. We cannot always be angry, because then we will get sick. Our bodies are made to live different emotions, to experience different experiences, and to find the joy and the sorrow in our lives so that we can grow from these experiences and become better souls. So then, as students we are on this earth, we become teachers to help others, be it our own children, our siblings, or actual teaching as a coach or a teacher at school or a boss in a corporation or my owner or an owner of your own business. So the key is to try to find balance in life, try to ground yourself, and I hope this helped. And you're here for a reason. You came to my channel for a reason. So I hope what I just presented you're able to take something with it, take what resonates, and go with that, and start your own little grounding process. Do what works for you. If you love yoga, go ahead. If you love meditation, you go ahead. If you want to, take a bath with some Epsom salt, and that will ground you as well. But the easiest thing is just to go for a walk if you can do it. If it's summer or spring or fall in your season, take off your shoes, even for 5, 10, 15 minutes, whatever feels comfortable, go ahead and do it. So before I close off, I wanted to do is mention that I offer one-on-one coaching sessions. As I mentioned at the very beginning, I am a life coach and business coach. So if you're looking for someone to partner with to help you during a transition, feel free to reach out to me. You can find more information about my services on my website, which is izita.ca, and you can contact me directly. I'm also offering a promotion this summer for my card reading. So the normal rate is $100 US for about an hour reading, and that depends. Sometimes it's 50 minutes, sometimes it's an hour and 15 minutes. For me, it's not a question of time. It's a question when the message that needs to come out comes out. And often I use different decks, and as the decks evolve and the cards flip, at some point in time, the session itself starts to wrap up. The cards that continue to come out start to repeat the same message, and that's when I know that the session is done. And this includes a Zoom meeting and recording, which I send to you so that you can look at it as many times as you want. And I find many clients really appreciate that process, because while I'm doing a reading for them, it's usually live, so it's interactive. I may ask them questions, or they may ask questions. They may have some comments, whatever. So I elaborate and expand. And in the process, even though they may be taking notes, they're a little nervous. And like anybody else, when you go to a session, you're trying to absorb everything, and you're trying to be present, and there's things coming and going, and you might be even getting information for yourself too, so that you may not be able to focus on everything. So I find these recordings work really well for my clients, so they can listen to them 100 times. And finally, the other thing that I started offering in the last couple of months are group sessions, whereby I have like-minded souls who are looking to grow, find their life purpose, overcome stumbling blocks, and try to find new ways of doing things. So I guide them through their process of reviewing the challenge they're living, what I can do in using my modalities, my coaching sessions, my knowledge and experience and expertise to see what we can do, how we identify the problems, finding solutions, and growing them through the process. And this is a great opportunity for you to network, great opportunity for you to meet other like-minded people. A lot of my clients become friends outside of the sessions, and they're Facebook friends. And that is the whole point. I invite you to come join us, and you will meet like-minded people. There's no judgment. It's very calm, and the sessions are not recorded, so that everything that's said remains private. And if you want to share, you go ahead. It's your free will to do as you wish. But this is a place, it's an open forum. There's a meditation. I do a card reading. There's a structure a bit in the actual course outline so that it guides you, so you know what to expect. Because some people like some structure, others prefer more free flow. So I kind of go with the group to see what they're interested in, and I accommodate them and modify as I go. So they are offered on Wednesdays from 5 to 7 Eastern Daylight Time, and on Thursdays from 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and they're $25 US. So if you're interested, feel free, like and subscribe to my channel below, or write to me at izita.ca/contact, and give me if you write down your email address and what you're looking for, it'd be my pleasure to get back to you. So thank you again for coming. I look forward to seeing you again. Have a great day. God bless. Have a great time. Thank you.